Thank you for coming, and we welcome you all who have decided to become part of the school. I am the director of the school, Mrs. Alexandra Maxwell. You have probably come from all kinds of places, from all kinds of backgrounds, and certainly for all kinds of differing reasons. But all of that will not matter, as we will accept all those who honestly decide to learn magic. We accept all reasons and will lead you to achieving your goals. You may are here to learn about the other world beside ours, and so we shall introduce you to it, so that you are able to explore it standing on your own feet. You may are an architect who desires to create, and those we will hand the tools to create their greatest pieces of art. Or perhaps you want to be more than a simple bystander, and become one of those oh so needed mediators that bring forth this peaceful coexistence between us and magical creatures. There are so many possibilities, but in the end, are most of you coming out of one of two reasons. There will be those of you who are simply entranced by the very concept of magic. You see all these fantastical spectacles that are being done, and you seek to learn the why. You came so that you could understand, not to remove the magic, but to appreciate the craft. It takes a lot to reach such perfection, and you may not expect to ever be able to do these grandiose shows, but just perhaps you may be able to capture a little bit of that magic for yourself. Then there are those who come here already in knowledge of what they want to achieve. You have one goal in mind and you already know exactly what needs to be done to achieve that goal. You seek to gain the ability necessary to accomplish your goal. You have come already in the knowledge of what you are missing and what you need to be patched up with. If you are one of those, if you feel as if that is the deepest core of why you seek out the school, will this be a hard path for you? Magic is not like many other things you can learn, and it follows not the same rules we hold so dear to uphold as society. Magic is not something you can easily achieve, and it is something that you will even in your desperate say that you could never finish learning what you wanted to learn. But this should not discourage you. If you seek out the impossible with enough dedication, then you will be able to reach your goal by force, using your own abilities to overcome any obstacles in your path. If magic were something anyone could learn, then we humans would have long adapted it to our society. Yet we live simply next to it. It will lie within your hands to change this. Learn, adapt, overcome, and improve humanity, one person at a time. So many paths will open up once we can incorporate this other world into our own. Not only those that take part within the magical world, but also those outside it. So many great people have started as failed magicians, who had opened up their mind to this alternative world. They may have not fit inside, but could take lessons with them to learn and improve our own. There is no shame in reconsidering your past, and we will still welcome you with open arms and try to at least give you lessons that will improve your future regardless of what path you choose to be the correct one for you in the end. The school has place for many options you can choose, and so many options for your future can bloom out of them. And with that have I now said enough. There are those far more qualified to talk about such things. Under us we have those who achieved great accomplishments that now seek to teach the new generation. I greet all that have come here, for all that have come to learn about the interracial connections, but also those that we humans don't even take part in, but still need to know to understand how magical creatures act. I, Professor Forhan Ponsan, will be your guide. I have seen many things over my life, and do have to say I am quite good at my job, if results are any proof. Thank you, Professor Ponsan. I would say that it is only appropriate if I would go next. My name is Forhan, and I know that many of you may think of history as a boring subject that is only talking about things we can no longer change. But that is exactly why you need to know it, as it is never changing, no matter how hard we want to try. But most importantly, have you heard of your own history? You know what humans have done, as you are human, but you probably have never even considered what history magical creatures could have had. Well said, Mr. Hawk. Now, I am Professor Iris Freya, and the instructor for magical tools. Unlike my colleagues, may I have not achieved any big accomplishments, but that is because I have dedicated myself to teaching. So many people lose their lives because of faulty magical tools. If you want to create magical tools, I not only want to, but I expect of you to closely listen and follow our teachings. Not only is it important to know about single parts of one subject, but instead of all, as they are all intrinsically tied together. If you do not learn why we do what we do, or what the things you write mean, will we not be there after your school is over to correct your mistakes? Oh, please do not scare our students away before they even started, Professor Freya. My name is Felden, and as Professor Freya said, is everything connected, and in the center of everything is our language that we use. We may have overwhelmed all other beings on this planet, and now simply assume that our standards are the general standards, but most magical creatures can only speak one language, that we will be forced to learn when we want to connect with them. Language is our only way of expressing our inner thoughts to others. But just as much as you need to learn this language to understand magical creatures, do you need to understand magical creatures to understand how this language works. Tyricus Acroengrat is my name. Everything about magical creatures, that is what I will teach you. You will need to know about magical creatures to understand what the other teachers want to tell you. I will tell you how they live their lives. This way you can understand why they want to do something. You will need to learn how magical creatures live. That way you can understand what magical creatures want. It is to be expected and confirmed from your reactions that ye do not think of me as a human. Thus shall I correct that idea of yours. In fact, a human myself once started us. Though not sure if such is true by these days to completion, but not shall I come for such simple trickery of mine. The director's hopefulness is not one shared by myself, so it shall be for correction that anyone who came out of mere misguided beliefs to this place shall find the end. A body of proof is mine existence, molded from none else but the creature ye see standing here. Experience alone is the force keeping me alive to this day. Small they be, shall they with powers beyond understanding. Any of ye unreadied yours body shalt go, with no instructor of capability to protect yours life once ye left this institution. It is by the end of your first year that ye will be able to decide in safety. Still, if your soul is of what is needed to overcome such task, would so please show what was meant by my words? Professor Turner, how dare you do this again? For exactly this reason do not let me go for years. What do you mean by relax? I only chose to let you attend because I think it is a good thing that you do not take becoming an age lightly. You swore that you need this disaster. It was as I promised that no danger would come from my neck. Would thou now be so kind to retrust thy flame, and understanding ye have reached now shalt be that even by a simple salamander shan't be taken as weak beings, a being so small that ye who art in the furthest ranks shalt not even know it for. We excuse ourselves, we did not want this to happen. Professor Turnev does not want to hurt anyone, he follows only his own law. We will compensate damage if you have been hurt by his actions. The director will return shortly, so please wait for a moment. We are extremely sorry for the inconvenience this has caused. We never intended for this to happen. This was, as you could guess, not part of what we planned for. I hope no one was discouraged by this problematic happening. But maybe this was also the final bit you needed for your decision. I will not deny what Professor Trunev said. The world of magic is dangerous, and we should not take it lightly. Many beings outside do not share the same values as us humans do, and this is not something we should condone, as no one has a right to say what is the correct way of conduct. It is for us as much about understanding about them as we want them to understand us. Only someone who has put in the effort to understand is allowed to say that they should understand us equally. We will hope that you will choose to become one of those students who choose to understand. We will hope that you will choose to live together with the magical creatures instead of simply aside them. And we welcome you to the school with open arms.